Hello everyone, Yensid Organist here, and welcome to another episode of OrgelCraft. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Today we begin work on the hangar for real. Obviously we set the floor of it up in the first episode of the season, but today we are going to round out the room, get a floor in, get some walls in, get a ceiling in, and yeah, I'm hoping that we'll get to maybe designing a starfighter in this episode. But before we get there, we have a lot of work that needs to be done. Most important of which is figuring out just where exactly we are going to put this, or what exactly the dimensions are. So one thing I want to do to start is let's go ahead and bring this over here. So our opening is here. I think I want to leave... Let's leave 3 blocks for the opening, just so that I have some room to play with. Well, actually, you know what? No, I changed my mind. We will do that. We'll bring it 1 block. I have some ideas for this little entryway here, but I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. So we'll go with that for now. The next question is what we are going to do in terms of width. Now, I feel like this isn't going to be nearly wide enough. I guess we could take this over to the other side and just see how it goes. There we go. So if we go with that... Obviously, it's not much wider than the opening, which would probably be okay. Now, as we go farther back, obviously, we're going to have more room to work with, so I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work out. The other thing we should probably check is light levels. I didn't bring any torches, but I do have that. We'll just stick that right there for now. So then, as far as the other end of this goes, I am thinking to take it... Well, let's take it just to the return portal, and let's see how far that goes. So this is now right in line with the end return portal. It also lines up nicely with this little terrace down at the bottom. My sort of goal is to not have to move the tree farm, but if we have to move the tree farm, I actually have thoughts on what I want to do with it. So let's take a look at just how big this is. So I can already tell you, I do like the depth. I think the depth will be good. The width, however, is not going to work, so we'll need to play with that a little bit as we go. For right now, though, in order to be able to do anything here, I have quite a bit of mess. So I have all this storage from stuff that I have used in the process of getting this Star Destroyer built so far, and we have all kinds of grid lines and the track that we had for moving our villagers, and so I want to get all of that cleaned up before we do anything else. And I think what we're actually going to do is I think that we're going to build a storage room. I bet I can't reach this. I think that I want to build a storage room underneath the hangar floor. So we could probably just come right here and do this level, and this is not what I'm going to use for the floor, but yeah, we can just use this little circle section right here. So let me do some cleanup work. And yeah, get some things moved around and done. And then, you've probably seen this, but if you look up, you notice there's a lot more light up here. So I have gone through, and all of these little raised sections here are now completely lit up. Our torch spam is gone, and I think that I've got everything covered. Every so often I keep finding an Enderman up here, and then discover that I've missed a light somewhere that needs to be fixed. But yeah, so this wasn't too bad. Obviously, there's quite a bit more. I have not done anything up here yet. And then we have the entire flat section, or the entire lower section, which needs to be dealt with. Yeah, so that'll just be something I keep grinding away on. We may also come and do a little bit more detail work later in the episode, but I'm a little bit on a time crunch this week, so we will see. So let me start cleaning things up, and then I will bring you guys back in a little bit. So I have been placing lots of concrete, but I have just made a discovery that I figured I would share with you because it's probably something you've dealt with at some point in your Minecraft playing. So right now I'm trying to cover a large area, and I have found that the best way to do this is to just stand here and walk side to side. But every so often you get your timing wrong, and then you get some that go up in the air, or you get gaps. Well, I was thinking about this, and I realized I guess I should say my musician's instincts kind of took over, and I thought, there's got to be a way to get a cadence going so that you are placing blocks exactly when you need to. Well, I pulled up Mini HUD, and as you can see, up here we have the speed that we are walking. So if I walk sideways, you see that my speed comes out to 4.317 meters per second. Well, if we multiply that by 60, we get approximately 259, close enough that it doesn't throw you off. So if I turn my metronome on and set it to 259, I apologize, this is going to be a little bit obnoxious. But if I get in that groove, obviously you have to get it right with getting a new stack, but you can just restart. And like that, apart from when I ran out of the stack, perfect timing, not a single misplaced block. I've actually been doing this for quite a little while, and yeah, it's proven very, very useful. So, yeah, so if you want to be able to place blocks accurately and do that, get yourself a metronome app. You have to find one that goes high enough, but there are ones out there that will go above 250. And yeah, and then you will be able to place blocks with confidence. So there you go. All right, I've got a lot of concrete still to place. I'll be back in a bit. Welcome back, everyone. So here is the hangar floor as it stands right now. I don't think this is big enough. And I don't think it's wide enough. So as we worked in the previous clip, I went right to the edge here. And this is it 61? Let's pull this up. Yes, so it's roughly 61 blocks wide, but I don't know. I kind of have a feeling like it's not wide enough. So what I am contemplating doing is I'm contemplating coming down here and extending this out from here to a certain point, and then what we'll do is basically just like raise it up however wide it needs to. Let me start that over. So basically figure out how wide I want it, and then figure out how many blocks I need to raise it up so that it fits over here. Yeah, so that's kind of what I am thinking for right now. But I want to get a good idea for the scale of this project. And so to do that, I want to build at least one, well, we're just going to do one for right now. But I want to build a TIE fighter, which is going to kind of be the mainstay of ships that we need in this hangar. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot. Storage room. So right down here, I have this little bunker, which has my storage. It is not organized at all, and I have plans for the chest texture, so that's something we'll be doing in the future. But yes, so this is my storage room right under. I also want to do like some kind of like elevator that drops down from the floor, so I think that would be nice. I was a little bit concerned because I built it directly under the vanish zone, where stuff gets, anything that's placed in here gets destroyed when you come back to the end. But fortunately, that area of effect does not take place below the obsidian platform, so we're all good there. But yes, so I want to build a TIE fighter. I want to see what it looks like in the space, and then we'll use that as a gauge for just how big the rest of this hangar needs to be. So we're actually going to do a little bit of a tutorial here. I have all the materials that we're going to need. I've designed this already. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and build this together. And we'll start with this right now. So let's go... Where do I want to put this? Let's actually go down to the far end of the platform. To say, do I want to do that with it being so far away from the shuttle? Yeah, you know what? It's fine. So let's build one. Let's build one right here. And we'll go from there. All right, so I'm trying to do this from memory, so you'll have to bear with me. So we are going to start. Let's come out so that we don't go too far. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with our stone brick walls. And then I'm going to need... put this here so we can actually get up on top of this. And then we're going to go... Let's build up a center column. So this is going to be 9 high. So 2... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, let's make sure that that is correct. Yes, okay. So then we're going to build out a center line here, and that's going to come out like that. And then another 3 on this side. And then this is going to come up here, and that'll come down 2. So up 1 and down 2. And then our stone brick is going to go here and here. And I think the rest of this will be deep slate tile. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so then we're going to just invert that up here. So that will be deep slate. Like that. And then comes out like that. And then we'll be all tile on the top. Yes, okay. So then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to duplicate this wing on the other side. So that's going to come off of here. 6 and 7. And then we'll build down. I remember designing one of these a long time ago, not in a galaxy far, far away. But one of the the big challenges with building this scale is that it's kind of limiting in the detail that you can have. And so it's really nice now that we have the walls, because it allows you to make these solar panels on the side. I think solar arrays? I don't know what they're called. Yeah, you can make them a little bit more narrow because, to say in real life, they would not be... Oops, that's not the block I need. They would not be 1 meter wide. And so this way you get something that's a little more accurate. And then that's going to be one more. And then come up here. 1, 2, 3. And 5. Okay, good. So then... let's see. I think I did this, so I'm gonna need those blocks. Of course, I didn't bring any building blocks with me, so that's no good. And then, so we're gonna build the cockpit out from here, and we're gonna use stone stairs like that. And then that's gonna go in the middle. And oh, I can use frog lights to build up. All right, and then for the back, we're going to use observers for our engines, and a piece of gray concrete in between. And then if we hop up here on the front, that's not the color I need. I ended up replacing what I was doing with the engine. I was using terracotta. We need different glazed terracotta. Okay, correct block now in hand, and I want to do... so the trick now is placing this the right direction. So I want to get it so that this little thing here is on the outside corner. So it'll of course be the last way that I pick. Yep. That's always the way that it goes. And then I think this way? Nope. This way. No. This way. There we go. Okay. In the middle here will be a black stained glass pane. And then on the top we will do stairs again. In a little circular pattern like that. Pearlescent frog light. Trapdoor on top. And then down in front, we're going to come 2 off of there, and we're going to place a lightning rod there and there for the weapons. And then we, of course, have to take down all the frog lights behind it. And there we have our TIE fighter. So looks pretty good. Looks decent for the scale compared to that. So here's the trick. One of these Star Destroyers houses 72 of these. Now, I have no intention of actually making 72. But this gives you a good idea of just how big our hangar needs to be. I was reviewing footage from the earlier episode where we went into Star Wars Galaxies and did a little tour of the inside of a Star Destroyer. Unfortunately, that server that was running that is no longer operational. And not all of the Star Wars Galaxy servers run the same content, so I can't go back to look at that again, so I'm just having to use the references from that episode. But it's pretty good. There were a number of AT-AT walkers, AT-AT walkers, depending on how you prefer to pronounce that, or say it, I guess, that were in here, and that was kind of helping for scale as well. I feel like Lengthwise, I feel like this is pretty good. I think that I want it a little bit wider. So I said right now it's at 61 blocks or 63. Tell you what, let's do this together. Let's pop down here. And yeah, let's just grab some black concrete out of there. Dump off all of my extra materials. And one thing that we actually have to do is we actually need to widen this platform by 1, but I'll deal with that later. Yeah, so let's maybe go, let's try 10 on either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if we fly over to the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and let's take a look at that. I feel like that's a little bit of a better proportion. Okay, so let me get the rest of this worked out, and then we can start planning out the walls and maybe the ceiling as well. I'm hoping to be able to get this done, but we'll see. My time is a little bit on the limited side today. And yeah, this area here was like at least 4 shulker boxes worth of black concrete. And I have the materials. It takes a while to actually grind all of that out. So yeah, so let me get this expanded and we'll be back in a little bit. Welcome back, everyone. The platform has been expanded. And now I think looks like it's a pretty good width. I was going back and checking some stuff, and probably this hangar was only as wide as the entrance here, but I'm going to go ahead and go with it wider. It gives us a little bit more space to work with. Yeah, and I think that it will be good. So I spent a little bit of time in creative designing the walls for this place. I have not designed the ceiling yet, so that's going to be interesting. Plus the fact that, you know, that's going to be 5 shulkers worth of material. I have no idea how long the walls are going to take, but I have been grinding out some resources here so that we can get going on this. So I think what we are going to do is let us jump into a time lapse. everyone. Hope you enjoyed the time lapse. Here is our hangar. Not completely done, but done for right now for the most part. I still need to work in some details up in the ceiling, and we need to figure out what we're going to do with the entrance to this, but I was actually going to work on that, and then I realized I should probably figure out what the walls of this entrance to the hangar are going to look like before we do that. So yeah, so I'm gonna leave that for later. But I've got some ideas. I've been playing around in creative a little bit with some ideas for like some pipes that go up here and just for some detail things that we can add to make it a little more interesting. But here is a little bit of a closer view of the ceiling. I haven't done the time lapse yet, so I don't know what it's going to look like. But yeah, so as I was kind of looking at some references from the earlier video where we went and toured the Star Destroyer, it looked like the ceiling was a bunch of like different kinds of panels. So I went through and experimented with a whole bunch of different blocks that we could use, and I had originally started out doing lots of these things like the smooth stone and the deep slate tiles and stuff like that, and I realized that it got really busy really quick, so I kind of scaled back and did something that were a little bit more solid colors, so that then you had some detail here and there to kind of break up the texture. And then I think when you come down here and land, there we go. Yeah, I think it's a good effect, and we've got plenty of light up there to kind of show everything off. So, yeah. So it's looking good. This is... Wow, did I underestimate this project. I should have known when the floor was like 4 or 5 shulker boxes worth of materials that, oh yeah, the walls and the ceiling were going to be comparable to that. So, yeah, the amount of resource grinding I have had to do for this episode, it's been a lot. But I'm really glad that we have this part of the build done. Now, obviously, we're going to have to do this again because there is a smaller hangar over there. Yeah, that's a problem for the future. We're not looking out there right now. Yeah, but... yeah, it looks good. I hope you think it looks good. I need to figure out what exactly I want to do with this, and I really need to put like ladders in here somewhere so that we can get up. Maybe we need some kind of like a ramp over here. But yeah, so I think that is going to do it for this episode. I want to work on the details, but I'm running a little short on time, and definitely short on materials. So I think that is something we might work on that in stream this week if I am able to. Or it'll be something kind of like the exterior. We'll keep working on that as we go. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to subscribe and make sure you click that little notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my latest posts. Be sure to follow me on social media. Thanks for watching. See you real soon.